Igis Klimas is the manager of Sergey Kovalev, among several other fighters. And he was recently asked by BoxingTalk.com about the Sergey Kovalev Anthony Yarde fight and where we're at with it in terms of purse bids and location of the fight, etc. So here, they asked Klimas the status of Kovalev's next fight. Klimas responds by saying it has to be because the WBO ordered Yarde as the mandatory, so he's saying it has to be the Yarde fight. We don't have any scheduled fights, and they gave us some time for negotiations, and I believe this week, if a deal isn't made, we'll be going to a purse bid. They then ask him, has there been any difficulty making a deal for this fight to be shown on ESPN? Klimas says not at all. Top Rank have been very cooperative, so on and so forth. Then they talk about the reason it will be going to a purse bid is because Yarde doesn't seem to want the fight to happen outside the UK. They're asking that as a question. Klimas responds by saying they're making a crazy offer and not a respectable offer for a legendary champion who has been at the top for a long time. The offer they gave us was disrespectful and unacceptable. We offered them the same amount of money if they wanted to do the fight in Russia. And what do you think they said to that? So we will see. There you go. Klimas saying that Frank Warren, I'm assuming, or maybe Tunde Ajayi, has made a disrespectful offer to Sergey Kovalev to fight Anthony Yarde in the UK. If it's a disrespectful offer, if it genuinely is disrespectful, then perhaps it's just a fake offer. Perhaps it's an offer which they knew for certain that Kovalev would refuse, and therefore Tunde could carry on with the nonsense that's been coming out of his mouth, claiming that if Kovalev don't take the fight in the UK, he's ducking. This is what Tunde Ajayi apparently said on a recent interview with the Boxing Voice, that if Kovalev refuses to take the fight in the UK, Kovalev's ducking Anthony Yarde. I mean, the audacity of saying something like that is quite remarkable, isn't it? You make a guy a derisory offer, a champion, to fight the challenger in the challenger's backyard. And when the champion turns it down and says, hey, you better make me a serious offer. The champion, I'm not talking about I'm talking about the champion, Kovalev. Make him a derisory offer. And when he says, no, you better pay me more than that, come and fight me in the US. You say, oh, he's ducking. And you say, okay, if you want to pay me that amount of money, we'll do that same deal, that same amount of money. We'll have the fight in Russia. Let's do it. And Klimas is suggesting that Team Yarde don't want to do it in Russia. It has to be in the UK. You see, Team Kovalev, from what I'm reading here, they're giving Anthony Yarde options. They're saying, okay, fight in the US because it's going to be the most money in the US. If you want to make these tiny little offers, I'm not going to fight you in the UK. I'll fight you in Russia for that amount of money. I guess, maybe the Russian ruble or whatever the currency is now in Russia, I'm assuming it's the ruble, is weaker than the English pound or the American dollar. And therefore, fighting for that amount of money in Russia is maybe more viable. I don't know. I mean, maybe whatever promoter is going to put the show on in Russia will make it work financially. Ensure that Kovalev gets paid a hell of a lot of money and pay Yarde, whatever he was going to get paid fighting in the UK. Yarde, according to Klimas, from what he suggested, has turned that possibility down, or his team has. So, yeah, I don't really think Team Yarde, Frank Warren, Tunde Ajayi have a leg to stand on in this situation, talking about Yarde is the A-side. Wherever the most money is, that's where the fight has to be, particularly given the fact that Kovalev is the champion. We're not talking about somebody who's a challenger here. We're talking about a guy who is a world-level fighter, who's a multi-time world champion, who's fought elite-level opposition for years. That's who we're talking about. There is no serious argument, no credible argument that can be made for Kovalev having to take small money to fight Anthony Yarde in the UK. It's ridiculous. And at the moment, it looks like a stunt, probably orchestrated by Mr. Ajayi, who, as I say, he might be a good trainer. He might turn out to be a fantastic trainer for all I know. But when it comes to PR, when it comes to business, he appears to be more of a master con man than a master teacher, or whatever he likes to call himself. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.